Welcome in everyone to Football Friday. It's not a very enjoyable Football Friday. It's football weather outside now in Milwaukee. Getting there. Anyways, in the 50s, 60s. But glad to have Danny Potter here for a short while anyways.
Half hour.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, we'll go through the games that happened last night, college, NFL, and we'll talk about the Monday night games as well. Talk NCAA news, just one nugget there, and then NFL news. Got some ins and outs for the weekend's games on Sunday, and then we'll look at the upcoming slate of games for tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. So yeah, last night we had 3 college games. West Virginia over Virginia Tech, 33-10 in Blacksburg. JT Daniels was very good. I didn't really get to watch this game. I was doing the script actually for today and getting the show ready. But yeah, JT Daniels did look good though. CJ Donaldson continues to be their big time offense there with 106 yards on 23 carries, 3 catches for 6 yards. Nothing really to speak about in terms of receiving wise, though. And defensively, I'm going to go with defensive back Jacoby Spells for West Virginia, 27-yard pick 6. He's my defensive player of the game there.
I agree.
West Virginia covered -2, under 50 hits. Coastal Carolina, they are 4-0. Clears 41-24 over Georgia State. This was also a road team winning. Coastal going into Atlanta and getting the win. Grayson McCall, stellar. 3 touchdowns combined. 70.4% passing, 268 through the air. 2 touchdowns there, 8 carries, 38 yards, and another score on the ground. Darren Granger had issues. 2 picks. Not great completion percentage, hitting that, trying to get that 60% minimum for a quarterback. And then even the backup quarterback for Coastal, Jarrett Guest, he ran in a touchdown, 3 carries, 33 yards, and a score, even though his one throw did result in an interception. CJ Beasley, running back for the Chants, 25 carries, 142 yards. 3 carries, 3 receptions, 23 yards. Great night for him. And then wide receiver Jared Brown also for Coastal. Great night. 5 catches, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns there.
What do you think about Coastal Carolina moving forward? I mean, they're 4-0.
I have loved Grayson McCall since he was a freshman, man. He is now a junior. Possibly coming out this year in the draft. We'll see. But yeah, I love Grayson McCall, and Jamie Chadwell, the head coach for Coastal, has done a fantastic job of building that program, running a spread triple option offense, which is very interesting. Defensively, even though they lost, I'm going to go with I'm impartial to defensive touchdowns. Linebacker Jontre Hunter, 6 tackles, 6 solos for the Georgia State Panthers. 1 tackle for loss and a 77-yard pick 6. That was the pick from Jared Guest there.
I would have to also say Charles Arnold Jr. I mean, 2 interceptions. It's probably big for him to 41
also tonight for Arnold there. Coastal covered -2.5, easily over 63.5. Last game, last night, Illinois 31-0 shutout over Chattanooga. Tommy DeVito was great, 74.2%, 329, 3 touchdowns for the Illini. Can't say the same thing for Preston Hutchinson for UTC. 6 of 18, 49 yards, 2 picks for him. Chase Brown continues to be a monster, even though it is against an FCS team. Chase Brown's having a very, very good season for Illinois. 20 carries, 108 yards, touchdown, 2 catches for 6 yards. Aleem Ford for Chattanooga was most of their offense all night, though. 17 carries, 93 yards. And then 2 100-yard receivers for Illinois. Pat Bryant, 6 catches, 112 yards, a touchdown. Isaiah Williams, 9 catches, 103 yards and a touchdown there. Defensively, there's a lot of good games in this one. I'm going to go with linebacker Seth Coleman, though, for Illinois. 6 tackles, 2 of them solos, a sack, tackle for loss, pass deflection, and 4 QB hurries. Illinois covered -20, under 44. Monday Night Football, we had a doubleheader, and both games were blowouts. Bills 41-7 rout at home in Buffalo. Josh Allen was stellar, 68.4%, 317, 4 touchdowns, 1 carry for 10 yards. Ryan Tannehill didn't have a great night. 55%, 117 yards, 2 picks. I think the biggest issue with Ryan Tannehill in this game was they didn't have the play action that their offense is based off of, because Derrick Henry didn't have a good night. 13 carries, 25 yards, and a touchdown. So that was the biggest issue I thought Ryan Tannehill had all night, other than the Bills' defense is very, very good. But yeah, Stephon Diggs, hat trick, 12 catches, 148 yards, 3 touchdowns on a ungodly 15 targets.
Should have picked him for my fantasy team.
I have Allen and Diggs stat on my dynasty roster, so it was pretty solid. Even though it wasn't enough. Wasn't enough to bring me back from down 100 points.
What happened? Lamar Jackson or somebody?
Well, I was down 100 points going into Monday night. He had Thielen left. I had, because Gabe Davis was out for this game, so I had Allen, Diggs, AJ Brown, and I swapped in Robert Woods for Davis. So yeah, I had 4 players and I still couldn't come back because then Adam Thielen ended up, getting like 4 catches in garbage time. So, but yeah, anyways, Malik Willis did play in this game. He didn't look, he looked about the same as Ryan Tannehill did. 1 of 4, 25%, 6 yards, 4 carries, 16 yards. Then he had a fumble as well. So, yeah, it was not a good night for Tennessee quarterbacks.
What do you think about Tannehill? Sorry, what do you think about Tannehill going forward with Tennessee? I mean, maybe after this year.
He still gives them the best chance to win. Malik Willis is not already.
No.
Yeah, there's no way.
But after this year, I mean, do they go elsewhere? Do they look elsewhere? Do they look towards draft? Do they try to?
No, I think they'll commit to Malik Willis for at least 2023. It's going to be difficult to spin that to your fans, though, considering the quarterback class that we have coming up this year. So it's like, well, if you miss out on one of those, who's coming down the line in 2024? I don't know. But yeah, defensive player of the game, though, for me, again, another defensive touchdown. Linebacker Matt Milano, 3 tackles, 2 solos, a tackle for loss, pass deflection, 43-yard, pick 6. Bills covered -10, over 47 by 1. I know a lot of people were up in arms that had the under, and having it lost on a pick 6 was a tough look. Eagles 24-7. It should have been probably worse. Should have been more like the Bills. They didn't really try to score in the second half, though. So, but yeah, Jalen Hurts. I'm going to keep saying I told y'all so because I did. I told everyone Eagles were going to win the Super Bowl this year. Jalen Hurts is the guy. No one believed me. And then you had this game on national TV. 83.9% completion, 333, 1 touchdown. The pick was bullshit. Kenny Gainwell should have caught that. I lost my fantasy matchup because of that, and because stupid, I don't even know what the NFL stat people were doing by giving Jalen Hurts a reception for 23 yards. No clue where that came from. So, yeah, the stats were misrepresented live. And then I wake up the next day, look at it. I'm feeling good. I'm 2-0. Nope, you're 1-1 because they took 3 points away, and Kenny Gainwell can't catch the ball on a screen that ends up being a pick. So, but yeah, 11 carries, 57 yards, 2 touchdowns for Jalen Hurts as well. And yeah, Kirk Cousins is not that guy in prime time. 58.7% for Kirk, 221, 1 touchdown, 3 picks, 2 carries, 20 yards. Miles Sanders continues to have a resurgence, and it's because of the passing game. Because they have a passing game now, it's not just 8 men in the box every time. So Miles is enjoying the openness and less defenders in the box. So he's having a great season through 2 games. 17 carries, 80 yards, 3 catches for 6 yards. Dalvin Cook, on the other hand, has struggled. He has not had good games in either of the Vikings games so far, statistics-wise. Killer for my fantasy team.
I bet.
Yeah, not good. Goddard, your leading receiver in this one, 5 catches, 82 yards on 6 targets. And then Quez Watkins had a long 53-yard score. And then defensively, I gotta go with the bottom guy, corner Darius Slay. He was all over the field all night. Justin Jefferson caught 1 ball on 5 targets against him.
Wow.
For only 7 yards. So, but yeah, 1 tackle. It was a solo tackle, and then 5 pass deflections and 2 picks. Should have had like 4. I mean, he dropped 2 of them, but yeah, he was having a great game.
I was so dumb. I picked up Taysom Hill because week 1 he had some rushing yards. So I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna give him the ball again on the ground, and he's a tight end for fantasy. I had Goddard on my bench, 82 yards. I mean, it's nothing like spectacular, and can have a touchdown or anything, but still, we're getting a little more points there if I started Goddard.
Yeah, man, with PPR, that's 13.2 points there.
Yep.
Eagles covered -3, under 49.5. Easy. Last night, Browns, it's 29-17. It should be. I wrote the wrong.
Did you write this before the last play of the game?
I wrote the wrong. I did write this for the last play of the game. But yeah, it should be 29-17. All right. Should I just go on my rant right now, because that's what's probably going to happen? And I've been seeing it all over social media, like people talking out about Kenny Pickett. And again, I tried to tell people yesterday. You asked me yesterday about Trubisky, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did. I said something about Trubisky. Like, I don't think he's that guy.
And he's not. He did look a lot better in the first half, but there were no adjustments at halftime for the offense. You have a long layover now until your next game, being this Thursday game. Your next game is against the New York Jets. All right. I think it's a perfect opportunity. The Trubisky backers will say, yeah, well, but it's only been 3 games. But it's only been 3 games, and they haven't scored over 20 points in a game. So, yeah, you can't win games, continue to score 17 points a game. You just can't. So, I think it's time already. Trubisky, Pickett looked great in the preseason. So I think it's time for number 8 to come on the field and give the young receivers what they want, because the young receivers are getting pissed off because they're saying they're open all the time. Trubisky's not hitting them. Now, he did, like I said, in the first half last night, but the second half was terrible. So, yeah. I think it's time.
I also think if they do stick with Trubisky, they need to be giving Najee Harris the ball a little bit more. 15 carries is not enough. Maybe around 20 carries a game would be formidable, but
yeah, the issue with that is that like the offensive line can't. As you can see, 3.7 yards per carry. That's about all they can do. Getting 3 yards for that O-line is a little bit tough. Jalen Warren, on the other hand, did have 4 carries for 30 yards, but he's a different type of back than Najee.
Yeah. How about Amari Cooper? He's been great this year so far for the Browns.
For the last 2 games, yeah. Week 1 was not good. In the last 2 games, I've had him on my bench in Dynasty, both games. So that's been fun. But yeah, Cooper, 7 catches, 101 yards, touchdown on 11 targets. And Njoku, too, was weirdly involved quite a bit. 9 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown on 10 targets. Jacoby Brissett was in command. I'm not saying that there's going to be a question, but like, if Jacoby keeps playing like he is, for one, I mean, obviously the Browns should be 3-0 after that collapse last week against the Jets, but yeah, I mean, Jacoby Brissett's looked very good. And what if Deshaun comes back in week 13 and doesn't look good?
You paid him all that money.
Yeah, you paid him $250 million and you're losing a ball game. Possibly.
Do you see Deshaun Watson tweeting a lot during his games?
No.
Oh, he's tweeting all the time. I mean, he's happy for Jacoby, but he knows when he comes back, it's his team because he's getting paid, which, you know, kind of sucks for Jacoby, but also maybe good at the same time. I think teams that are going to be in need of a quarterback they're going to look into him. They're going to give him some good money, I feel like.
Yeah, 67.7%, 220, 2 touchdowns, 3 carries, 11 yards for Brissett. Defensively, Alex Highsmith. I'm going with the losing side. Denzel Ward didn't deserve that touchdown. So, but yeah, linebacker Alex Highsmith, 8 tackles, 6 solos for the Steelers, 1.5 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 2 QB hits. He's not TJ Watt, but he's the best they got, and he's been producing. He's got 5 sacks through 3 games already. So, yeah. Browns covered -4.5 over 38. NCAA news. Yeah, LSU football, 1-year probation for them. Recruiting violations. Not going to go through all of them. Just the one that I thought was the most hilarious. They got charged with a level 2 violation there. Because Odell Beckham Jr. Gave $2,000 to in cash to 4 LSU players on the field during the national title game they were in in 2020. So, yeah, that's one of the violations.
Ironic, we talked about this in class the other day. Sports. In amateur sports, yeah. Recruiting violations. Chris Collinsworth for Ohio State needed that.
Kirk Herbstreit.
Oh,
yeah. NFL news, though, the Super Bowl halftime show has a new sponsor. It will no longer be the Pepsi Super Bowl halftime show. It will now be the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show.
And how about there's rumors going around. It's not.
Oh, that's why I didn't put on the show, because it's not confirmed yet.
Okay, I won't say it.
I mean, it's T Swift, possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. I wouldn't be opposed. She's very good. She's pretty good.
I mean, she's just releasing an album soon. So, I mean, I guess it would be a good time for her to be on the big stage.
So the NFL Hall of Fame released its modern era nominees for the 2023 Hall of Fame class. There are a lot of them, and we are just gonna say like one person at each position that we like. All right. So starting off, quarterbacks, Randall Cunningham. And did my printer not print all of them? Okay, cool. Yeah, my printer did not print 2 of the pages for the quarterbacks and running backs. So we're gonna scramble and just look this up real quick. But anyways, 129 nominees here. List cut to 25 in November, 15 finalists in January. But yeah, quarterbacks, Randall Cunningham played for the Eagles, 85-95, Vikings 97-99, Cowboys in 2000, and the Ravens in 01. Jake Delhomme, Panthers guy there. Jeff Garcia played for a number of teams, most notably the 49ers. Dave Krieg, I believe Krieg was a Seahawk.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Donovan McNabb, Eagles, Washington, and the Vikings. And then Steve Mcnair, which was not on my original list. But again, I got my list from CBS Sports. I've told people numerous times, never trust CBS Sports. I broke my own rule. But running backs, Sean Alex, quarterbacks, who do we like there?
I like Steve McNair, MVP 03, led the Titans to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
RIP. I mean, I'll never forget when he died. Crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, I think he had a formidable career. Again, yeah, leading the Titans to the Super Bowl versus a powerhouse in the Rams and coming up 1 yard short. I think he really deserved it, and he could run too. He was, yeah. I mean, he made spectacular plays. I mean, there's other. I mean, it's hard to pick. I mean, I would say McNabb was a great one. Randall Cunningham, even Jake Delhomme leading the Panthers to the Super Bowl in 2003. Yeah.
Yeah, I concur on Steve McNair. Probably the best career out of those guys. Even though I am very impartial to my boy Donovan, was the focal point of my childhood Eagles team.
I had a Donovan McNabb jersey growing up, and my favorite jersey. growing up. Well, I had an LT jersey. That was pretty cool. It was a baby blue Chargers jersey, but no, Mcnair was cool too.
5-second story. When I learned Donovan McNabb was traded to the Redskins, I actually literally cried.
Oh, I bet.
But yeah, running backs, Sean Alexander, Seahawks, Mike Allstott with the Bucks, Tiki Barber with the Giants, Larry Centers. I can't remember where he played.
Cardinals.
Corey Dillon is with the. I always remember him as a Patriot, but Jets as well.
And he was a Bengal.
Yeah. Work done with the Bucks. Eddie George with the Titans. Priest Holmes with the Chiefs. Steven Jackson with the Rams. Chris Johnson with the Titans. Vontae Leach, fullback for the Chargers. And
the Packers.
Yeah, and other teams. Played 1 year with the Packers. All right. Jamal Lewis with the Ravens and Browns. Lorenzo Neal, fullback. He was with the Chargers there. And other teams. Eric Metcalf. That's where my list starts back up again. So Eric Metcalf also played wide receiver, punt returner, and kick returner for the Browns 89 to 94, Falcons 95 to 96, Chargers in 97, Cardinals in 98, Panthers in 99, Redskins in 01, and the Packers in 02. Fred Taylor was with the Jags 98 to 08, Patriots 09 to 2010. Ricky Waters, Niners 91 to 94, Eagles 95 to 97, and the Seahawks 98 to 01. Danny's computer died. So he'll be back in just a sec for the rest of the Hall of Fame. But yeah, as far as running backs, my number one guy, the Brian Westbrook. That's right, Brian Westbrook as well. Eagles 02 to 09 and the Niners in 2010. I think my number one running back, I'm impartial, but Brian Westbrook. Eddie George probably has the best opportunity, though. He was on the Steve Mcnair teams, and I think he's probably got to be my number one running back there. Wide receivers, we got Anquan Bolden, Cardinals 03 to 09, Ravens 2010 to 12, Niners 13 to 15, and the Lions in 16. Troy Brown, also a punt returner, was with the Patriots whole career 93 to 07. Donald Driver, Packers 99 to 2012. Henry Ellard, also a punt returner with the LA Rams 83 to 93. The Redskins 94 to 97 and 98, and also with the Patriots in 98. Irving Fryer was with the Patriots 84 to 92, Dolphins 93 to 95, Eagles 96 to 98, and the Redskins 99 to 2000. Devin Hester was a finalist last year, also a kick returner and punt returner. Was with the Bears 06 to 13. The Falcons 14 to 15, Ravens and Seahawks in 16. Tori Holt, he was a finalist last year with the Rams, St. Louis Rams 99 to 08. I should have said Eric Metcalf with the San Diego Chargers in 97. But yeah, Tori Holt, St. Louis Rams 99 to 08, and the Jags in 09. Joe Horn with the Chiefs, 96 to 99, Saints 2000 to 06, and the Falcons in 07. Chad Johnson, Bengals 01 to 2010, and the Patriots in 11. Andre Johnson was a finalist last year. Texans 03 to 14, Colts in 15, Titans in 16. Derek Mason, Titans 97 to 04. the Ravens 05 to 2010, and the Jets and Texans in 11. Musa Muhammad, Panthers 96 to 04, Bears 05 to 07, and back with the Panthers in 08 and 09. Andre Rison, Colts 89, the Falcons 90 to 94, Browns 95, Jags 96, also with the Packers in 96, Chiefs 97 to 99, and the Oakland Raiders in 2000. Jimmy Smith, the Cowboys 92 to 93, and the Jags 95 to 05. Rod Smith, Broncos 94 to 07. Steve Smith Sr., Panthers 01 to 13, Ravens 14 to 15. Hines Ward, which was the Steelers 98 to 2011. Reggie Wayne, finalist last year, Colts 01 to 14. Wes Welker, San Diego Chargers 04. Also with the Dolphins in 04, was with them through 06. Patriots 07 to 12, Broncos 13 to 14, and the St. Louis Rams in 15. And finally, final wide receiver here, Roddy White with the Falcons 05 to 15. So don't tell me you're gonna say Donald Driver.
I'm back. Sorry, my computer just randomly died. Yeah, I would say Donald Driver, but no, I'm kidding. It's hard because I like Tori Holt. I think he did really well on those St. Louis teams with Kurt Warner, and Mark Bolger. But I think it's gonna be Reggie Wayne for me. I mean, he was great with Marvin Harrison, but then once he retired or left, Reggie Wayne stepped up and was the number one guy in Indianapolis with Peyton Manning at the helm, and even with Andrew Luck there for a couple years as well with him. So
yeah, I would probably go with Wayne too. I will make the case. I don't like that he's in this category here, because I don't think he should be. He should be in the specialists category. But Devin Hester.
Yeah.
Hester was a finalist last year. He's the greatest returner in NFL history. He has the most return touchdowns in NFL history. So, and I mean, the craziest thing about him is like he left the Bears and he was still returning touchdowns. Mm-hmm. I remember he did it on a primetime game with the Falcons. He even had a return touchdown with the friggin' Seahawks in 2016. So, like, he never slowed down and was always a threat. You never wanted to kick it to him. So, yeah, I would go with Devin Hester as my guy, even though he's in the wide receiver category. Mm-hmm. Did you have a pick running back? I know your computer died during that segment.
I didn't get the pick. Who did you pick?
I picked Eddie George.
Okay. I might. Oof, tough. Priest Holmes. I mean, that guy was electric with the Chiefs, especially, and breaking the record before LT, of course, broke his. But Priest Holmes, and I think for me, a close second would be Jamal Lewis, and then Eddie George.
Yeah. My second was Brian Westbrook.
Of course.
Tight ends, just 3 here. So I think it's pretty easy to pick.
Yeah.
But Dallas Clark, Colts 03 to 11, the Bucks in 12, and the Ravens in 13. Ben Coates, Patriots 91 to 99, and the Ravens in 2000. And then Wesley Walls with the Niners 89 to 93. Saints 94 to 95, Panthers 96 to 02, and the Packers in 03. It's Dallas Clark. I mean, that's yeah.
Without him, I don't think Peyton Manning would have been as good.
Yeah. Yeah. Peyton Manning's, I don't know his favorite receiver, but yeah.
Yeah, who was Peyton Manning's favorite receiver? If you had to pick between Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, and Dallas Clark.
I
I
don't know.
mean,
I can tell you who his favorite player was.
who?
Jeff Saturday,
Oh
who's
yeah.
on the list. So offensive lineman, Willie Anderson, he was a finalist last year. Tackle for the Bengals, 96 to 07, and the Ravens in 08. Matt Burke, center with the Vikings, 98 to 08, and the Ravens, 09 to 12. Lomas Brown, tackle for the Lions, 85 to 95. Cardinals, 96 to 98. Browns in 99. Giants in 2000 to 01. And the Bucks in 02. Reuben Brown, guard for the Bills, 95 to 03. Bears, 04 to 07. Jari Evans, guard for the Saints, 06 to 15. Was also with them in 16. And the Packers in 17. DeBrickashaw Ferguson, tackle for the Jets, 06 to 15. Kevin Glover, center guard for the Lions, 85 to 97. And the Seahawks, 98 to 99. Jordan Gross, tackle for the Panthers, 03 to 13. Olin Kreutz, center for the Bears, 98 to 10. And the Saints in 11. Nick Mangold, center for the Jets, 06 to 16. Logan Mankin, center for the Patriots, 05 to 13. The Bucks 14 to 15. Tom Nalen, center for the Broncos, 94 to 08. Nate Newton, guard tackle for the Cowboys, 86 to 98, and the Panthers in 99. Jeff Saturday, center for the Colts, 99 to 11, and the Packers in 2012. Mark Schlereth, guard center for the Redskins, 89 to 94. The Cowboys, 95 to 2000. Chris Snee, guard for the Giants, 04 to 13. Joe Thomas, tackle for the Browns, 07 to 17. Brian Waters, guard for the Chiefs, 2000 to 10. Patriots, 11 to 12, and Cowboys in 13. Richmond Webb, tackle for the Dolphins, 90 to 10, 2000, and the Bengals, 01 to 02. Eric Williams, tackle for the Cowboys, 91 to 2000. Ravens in 01, and Steve Wisniewski, guard for the LA/Oakland Raiders, 89 to 01.
This one I think is actually kind of easy for me, but you go first.
Same kind of Joe Thomas.
Yep, good call.
It's kind of our generational thing, but yeah, Joe Thomas was probably the best left tackle of our generation.
I would say so. He was probably the best player in the Browns during that time, and arguably top 3 of all time in Browns history, behind obviously Jim Brown and who else?
Otto Graham.
Yep. I would say Joe Thomas, top 3 Browns of all time, and probably best left tackle in our generation. First round pick. I'll never forget when he was picked. Obviously a Badger. And now, should be in the Hall of Fame. If not this year, if not, well, next year, the year after. But
yeah, he's a first ballot guy.
Yeah.
Just like Jari Evans is, and a couple other guys that we have on the list.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Willie Anderson also has to be in consideration. Finalist last year there. Great for the Bengals, 90s and early 2000s. Defensive line, though, moving on. Jared Allen, finalist last year. DN for the Chiefs, 04 to 07. Vikings, 08 to 13. Bears, 14 to 15, and with the Panthers in 15 as well. John Abraham, DN linebacker for the Jets, 2000 to 05. Falcons, 06 to 12. Cardinals, 13 to 14. Dwight Freeney, DN with the Colts, 02 to 12. Chargers, San Diego Chargers, 13 to 14. Cardinals, 15. Falcons, 16. Seahawks, 17. And the Lions in 17 as well. Leroy Glover, D-tackle, nose tackle for the Oakland Raiders, 96. Saints, 97 to 01. Cowboys, 02 to 05. And the St. Louis Rams, 06 to 08. Casey Hampton, D-tackle, nose tackle for the Steelers, 01 to 12. Robert Mathis, DN for the Colts, 03 to 16. Leslie O'Neal, DN for the San Diego Chargers, 86-95. St. Louis Rams, 96-97, and the Chiefs, 98-99. Simeon Rice, DN for the Cardinals, 96-2000. Bucks 01-06, Broncos and the Colts in 07. Clyde Simmons, DND tackle for the Eagles, 86-93. Cardinals 94-95, Jags 96-97, Bengals in 98, and the Bears 99-2000. Justin Smith, DN for the Bengals, 01-07, and the Niners 08-14. Neil Smith, DN for the Chiefs, 88-96, Broncos 97-99, and the San Diego Chargers in 2000. Justin Tuck, DN for the Giants, 05-13, the Oakland Raiders 14-15. Vince Wilfork, D tackle, nose tackle for the Patriots, 04-14, and the Texans 15-16. And then Kevin Williams, D tackle, DN for the Vikings, 03-13, Seahawks 14, and Saints 15. Who are you thinking, Daniel?
This is tough. I'm gonna pick Vince Wilfork. I think he did a hell of a job during his time in New England.
Yeah, he's getting inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame this year.
Yep.
Is Vince Wilfork.
He deserves to be in the NFL Hall of Fame.
I'm going with the guy that was a finalist last year, Jared Allen. I don't know where he ranks on the all-time list in sacks. I know he's high up there. But yeah, he was a beast everywhere he went. Chiefs, Vikings, Bears, Panthers. Didn't matter where he was. He got sacks and was a beast. Dwight Freeney is close though.
Jared Allen is 12th all-time sacks leader.
Oh, definitely makes sense. But yeah, Dwight Freeney patented spin move that many players use nowadays.
And Dwight Freeney is 18th.
Yeah. Linebackers here: Jesse Armstead, Giants 93-01, Redskins 02-03, Cornelius Bennett, Bills 87-95, Falcons 96-98, Colts 99-2000, Navarro Bowman, Niners 10-17, also with the Oakland Raiders in 17. Lance Briggs, Bears 03-14, Chad Brown, Steelers 93-96, Seahawks 97-04, Patriots in 05, back to the Steelers in 06, back to the Patriots in 07. Teddy Bruschi, Patriots 96-08, James Ferrier, Jets 97-01, Steelers 02-11. London Fletcher, St. Louis Rams 98-01, Bills 02-06, Redskins 07-13. James Harrison, Steelers 04-12, Bengals in 13, Steelers 14-17, and the Patriots in 17 as well. Seth Joyner, Eagles 86-93, Cardinals 94-96, Packers in 97, Broncos in 98. Willie McGinnis, also a defensive end. Patriots 94-05, Browns 06-08. Takeo Spikes, Bengals 98-02. Bills 03-06, Eagles in 07, Niners 08-10, and the San Diego Chargers 11-12. Pat Swilling, also a defensive end. Saints 86-92, Lions 93-94, and the Oakland Raiders 95-96 and 98. All right, we got three finalists from last year in a row here. Zach Thomas, Dolphins 96-07, Cowboys 08. DeMarcus Ware, Cowboys 05-13, Broncos 14-16. Patrick Willis, Niners 07-14, and Al Wilson, Broncos 99-06. A lot of good ones to pick from. But I'm going to go back to the finalist route. from last year. DeMarcus Ware, from our generation, anyways, one of the best pass rushers there was.
I would pick DeMarcus Ware, but if Patrick Willis can retire early, he would be one of the greatest of all time, up there with LT, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yep, and I think he deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame. Patrick Willis was a beast. He was insane. But, of course, he had to retire early. But from the 7 years he was in the league, he was crazy good. So I'm going to pick Patrick Willis.
All right. Are you finishing up the Hall of Fame, or you gotta leave yet?
I'm going to do one more. I'll do the DBs.
Okay.
And I got something to say about the DBs.
All right, DBs here. Eric Allen, corner for the Eagles, 88-94. Saints, 95-97. Raiders, Oakland Raiders, 98-01. Rondé Barber, corner safety for the Bucks, 97-12. Dre Bly, corner for the St. Louis Rams, 99-02. Lions, 03-06. Broncos, 07-08. And the Niners in 09. Cam Chancellor, safety, Seahawks, 10-17. Nick Collins, safety, Packers, 05-11. Antonio Cromartie, corner for the San Diego Chargers, 06-09. Jets, 10-13. Cardinals in 14. Jets in 15. And Colts in 16. Merton Hanks, safety for the Niners, 91-98. Seahawks, 99. Rodney Harrison, safety for the San Diego Chargers, 94-02. Patriots, 03-08. Albert Lewis, corner for the Chiefs, 83-93. The LA Oakland Raiders, 94-98. Terry McDaniel, corner for the LA Oakland Raiders, 88-97. Seahawks in 98. Tim McDonald, safety for the St. Louis/Phoenix Cardinals, 87-92. Niners, 93-99. Darrelle Revis, corner for the Jets, 07-12. Bucks in 13. Patriots in 14. Jets 15-16, and the Chiefs in 17. Allen Rossum, corner for the Eagles, 98-99. Packers 2000-01. Falcons 02-06. Steelers in 07. Niners 08-09, and the Cowboys in 09 as well. Asante Samuel, corner for the Patriots, 03-07. Eagles 08-11. Falcons 12-13. Bob Sanders, safety, Colts 04-10. San Diego Chargers in 11. Charles Tillman, corner, Bears 03-14. Panthers in 15. Troy Vincent, corner for the Dolphins, 92-95. Eagles 96-03. Bills 04-06. And the Redskins in 06 as well. Adrian Wilson, safety, Cardinals 01-12. Patriots in 13. And Darren Woodson, safety, Cowboys 92-04. I am probably going to go with a first ballot guy, Darrelle Revis Island. Again, it's just like, because we're talking about it, it's guys that were the greatest in our generation growing up. So
yeah, it's hard to choose from. Darrelle Revis would be a good pick. I would also maybe go Rondé Barber. Here, though, I'm going to go with Darren Woodson, Cowboys. He was great for them. But I do want to say, if Nick Collins didn't get injured in 11 with his neck, he was amazing for us. Super Bowl, pick six versus Roethlisberger.
Don't need to talk
what a moment in Packer history. What a moment in Packer history. And he would have been amazing for us for a few years after that as well if he wasn't injured and had to end his career early. I grew up watching him. I thought he was great. Actually, a few years ago, even though he was obviously retired from the league for a few years, I got his jersey, customized, of course. that's how much he meant to the Packers. And yeah, I think he would, hopefully make it to the Hall of Fame one day if people recognize that. But, injuries can really plague somebody's career. And even afterwards, it might not give him a chance to make it in the Hall of Fame, which really sucks. But I just do want to emphasize that he was really good for the Packers.
It's tough. Longevity is a pretty big factor in a lot of guys' resumes.
I went to a family outing when I first got the jersey, and one of my uncles said, "Oh, is that a Leroy Butler jersey?" 36, and I'm like, "No, this is Nick Collins. This guy's great for us too."
Yeah.
All right. Well, I gotta head out. So.
All right, man. I appreciate
the rest of the show, man. You have a good weekend.
You too. See
ya.
Okay. Punters, kickers, they are people too. Unfortunately, kicking has not been that great in college or NFL this year. But Gary Anderson, kicker for the Steelers, 82-94. Eagles 95-96. Niners in 97. Vikings 98-02. Titans 03-04. Jason Elam, kicker for the Broncos 93-07. Falcons 08-09. Jeff Fiegels, punter for the Patriots 88-89. Eagles 90-93. Cardinals 94-97. Seahawks 98-02, and the Giants 03-09. Jason Hansen, kicker for the Lions 92-12. John Casey, kicker for the Seahawks 91-94. Panthers 95-2010, and the Saints in 11. Sean Landetta, punter for the Giants 85-93. LA St. Louis Rams 93-96. Bucks 97, Packers 98, Eagles 99-02. The St. Louis Rams 03-04. Eagles in 05, Giants in 06. Shane Leckler, punter for the Oakland Raiders 2000-12, and the Texans 13-17. Ryan Longwell, kicker for the Packers 97-05. Vikings 06-11, and the Seahawks in 12. Pat McAfee, punter for the Colts 09-16. Matt Turk, punter for the Redskins 95-99. Dolphins 2000-01. Jets in 02. Dolphins 03-05. St. Louis Rams in 06. Texans 07-11. 07-10. Jags in 11, and the Texans in 11 as well. My kicker probably has to be Gary Anderson. As good as Shane Leckler is, and as much as I love the personality of Pat McAfee, Gary Anderson, his brother Morton, I believe, is the all-time leading scorer in NFL history. But Gary, in his own right, had a very good kicking career. So I'm going to go with Gary Anderson as my kicker punter guy from that category. And then specialist, Josh Cribbs, the Browns 05-12, Jets 13, Colts 14, and Brian Mitchell, Redskins 90-99, Eagles 2000-02, and the Giants in 03. It's Josh Cribbs. He was probably the second best guy below Devin Hester in returning wise while I was growing up. So yeah, I'd probably have to go with Josh Cribbs out of those two. We had a trade this week. I didn't put a slide together for it, but the Raiders, they got some offensive tackle depth, getting offensive tackle Justin Herron from the Patriots for a 2024 pick swap. And we had a retirement this week. Browns and Steelers corner Joe Hayden has retired. What a fantastic career. He signed a one-day contract to retire as a Cleveland Brown, which I understand. As much as I loved him being a Steeler, he needed to retire as a Brown. That's where he started. That's where he had most of his success, even though he was successful with the Steelers as well. Browns 2010 first-round pick, number 7 overall, played with the Browns 2010-16, and the Steelers 17-21. 3-time Pro Bowler, 615 tackles, 504 solos, 14 tackles for loss, 29 picks, 2 pick sixes, 155 pass deflections, 7 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. So I'm very happy about Joe Hayden. For Joe Hayden, loved having him as a Steeler for 4 years there, or for 5 years there, 17 to 21. But made one of the best plays and the most joyful plays that I've ever seen in person at a game. He made the pick of Tom Brady to beat the Patriots when I was in Pittsburgh for that game a couple of years ago. So happy retirement, Joe. We wish you all the best. Going into a less happy subject, suspensions. There were a bunch this week. So the Bucs wide receiver Mike Evans, he is out this week. He has been suspended 1 game for his altercation with Marcus-Shawn Lattimore. That was upheld by John Runyon, the officiating guy for his appeal. Bills offensive lineman Bobby Hart, he has also been suspended 1 game for violating the unsportsmanlike conduct rules of the NFL. He swung at a Titans player at the end of the game there, ended up missing the player but striking a coach. So he is out for this week for the Bills. Steelers safety DeMonte KZ, he was out last night, and he is out for the next 2 games after that as well for violating the NFL's substance abuse policy. Rams tight end Bryson Hopkins also out 3 games, I believe, for the same reason. Injuries, 49ers running back Tyrion Davis-Price, he is out a few weeks. He has a high ankle sprain. Bad news for the rookie there. Already out Elijah Mitchell. We'll see what the corresponding move for the Niners is there. Giants defensive tackle Leonard Williams, he has a sprained MCL. He is going to miss some time. Bills corner Dane Jackson, thank God for this news here that we got Tuesday morning. Walked out of the hospital Tuesday morning, being evaluated for a neck injury Monday night. It was horrible to watch. Just the neck. Friendly fire, it was. Tremaine Edmonds came in as Dane was on top of the receiver or running back, whoever it was, and Tremaine Edmonds hit him, bent his neck back. So very happy to know that Dane walked out of the hospital and was fine after that. The Bucs defensive tackle Akeem Hicks, he tore his plantar fascia. He's out about a month. Jets quarterback Zach Wilson, close to returning. He is eyeing week 4 for a return. That would be a game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bills safety Jordan Poyer, he is day-to-day with a foot injury. And the Browns linebacker Anthony Walker, he is out for the year. Tore his quad tendon last night. The Browns NFI list, one guy getting placed on that, Texans center Justin Britt. The couple guys getting put on IR, Commander center Chase Rouillet, Browns defensive end Chase Winovich, and tight end Jesse James, and Texans linebacker Kevin Pierre-Louis. Ins and outs. Cowboys wide receiver Michael Gallup, he is expected to play on Monday night. Going to be limited reps, though. Don't start him in your fantasy lineups this week, but stash him. Bills safety Micah Hyde, defensive tackle Ed Oliver, and defensive lineman Jordan Phillips, they are all out. Colts linebacker Shaquille Leonard and offensive tackle Bernard Ryman, they are both out. Colts wide receivers Michael Pittman Jr. and Alec Pierce, they are in. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert, he is questionable. Rib cartilage fracture there. Chase Daniel took all the first team reps today. Packers wide receiver Sammy Watkins, he is out, as is wide receiver Chris Godwin. Bucks wide receivers Julio Jones, Russell Gage, and running back Leonard Fournette, they are all questionable. Ravens running back J.K. Dobbins, he is questionable. Left tackle Ronnie Stanley is doubtful. Also with the Bucks, left tackle Donovan Smith is doubtful. Josh Wells looks to start again in his place at left tackle. Raiders wide receiver Hunter Renfrow and linebacker Denzel Perriman, they are out. I would assume running back Josh Jacobs is as well. He did not travel with the team today, dealing with an illness. Also out, Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker out. Matt Amendola will do the kicking. Bud Dupree, Titans linebacker Bud Dupree, and left tackle Taylor Lewan, they are both out. Texans tight end Brevin Jordan, he is out, as is Chiefs defensive end Michael Dana, and Rams wide receiver and Cardinals wide receiver Van Jefferson, Rondale Moore, both out. A lot of injuries early on. We'll get through it. Hopefully it helps me win fantasy matchups. Transactions. The Ravens, they signed defensive end Jason Pierre-Paul, former Buck, 1 year, $5.5 million deal. The Bucks, they signed wide receiver Cole Beasley. He will be elevated to the active roster. Believe he will play this week. Not 100% sure, though. Commanders signed center Nick Martin. Get some help with Chase Roullier being out. 49ers, they signed running back Marlon Mack to the active roster from their practice squad. Again, Tyrion Davis-Price out for a little bit with the high ankle sprain. Rams signed defensive end Tack McKinley off of the Titans practice squad, so they're getting some help on the edge depth in LA there. And then finally, the 49ers, they signed quarterback Kurt Bankert to their practice squad. Going to need some backup insurance for Jimmy G. Not sure who they currently have backing him up. And finally, some visits. The Ravens and Raiders both hosted linebacker Blake Martinez within the last week. And the Patriots hosted a familiar face linebacker, Jamie Collins. Okay, college football pick standings. Yeah. Logan is still leading the pack there. He hasn't been here to witness his lead expanding, unfortunately. So, but yeah, he is still the guy at the top for the college football pick standings. But it's all right. It's all right. Mark and I, we're gonna get it back eventually. I believe in my ability. So I'm 5 back. Logan 81-17, 25-4 last week. I'm 76-22, 24-5 last week. And Mark 74-24. He's 7 back, 23-6 last week. As far as lone wolves from last week, Logan went 1-1. He got Oregon right against BYU. Miami lost to A&M, however. I got Texas Tech wrong. Cannot recall who they lost to. I don't know. And then Mark went 0-2. He had Montana State. They got crushed by Oregon State. And Louisville lost to not Syracuse. Florida State. That's right. But yes, Texas Tech last week lost to NC State. That's right. Okay, picks for this week. We got 3 games tonight. Virginia at Syracuse. The Orange are getting 9.5 at home. I have Virginia +10, so I hope they cover anyways. Cavaliers, please help me out. The Dome is a different story, though. It's tough to play in the Dome at the Qs. We are all on the Orange. Over under 53.5. I like the under in this game. 7 p.m. ESPN. Nevada at Air Force. Yeah. I hate going with Air Force again, but I'm on -24. Nevada sucks. They did not cover against Iowa. They got shut out 27-0. I think the spread was 23. Hopefully it's the same thing here. Air Force just rolls them. But I learned my lesson last week. Do not trust Air Force. I'm trusting them apparently tonight, but we'll see. Hopefully at home they can get it done in Colorado. Over under is 46.5. I'm going under. 8 p.m. on FS1. Boise State at UTEP. Broncos getting 16 on the road. And yeah, how can we trust UTEP? They're 1-3. Gavin Hardison, not as much as I expected from that offense, with Ronald Watt as well. So yeah, Hank Bachmeier looked good, better last week. We'll see if the Broncos can get a little bit farther away from the 500 line and get to 3-1 here. Over under is 45.5. I'm actually gonna go over. I do like the over there. 9 p.m. CBS Sports Net. Tomorrow, Kent State at number 1 Georgia. Dogs getting 45 at home in Athens. The Golden Flashes. It's not going to be a Golden Flash. I guess there will be many Golden Flashes tomorrow when the Dogs are running up and down the field against them. So yeah, I do love Go Dogs, and don't take the 45. Over under is 62 over. 12 p.m. SEC Network Plus, ESPN Plus. Maryland at number 4, Michigan. The Wolverines getting 17 at home. I absolutely love that line. As much as I love the Fighting Dave Muwais and Talia Tagovailoa, Raheem Jarrett, Dante Demas Jr., Michigan's at the big house, and they are going to cover 17. I apologize, Dave. Apologize, Terps and Maryland, but the Wolverines are going to crush you. Over under is 64.5. Hit the over button all day. 12 p.m. on Fox. Number 5, Clemson, 7-point favorites at number 21, Wake Forest. Yeah, I am taking my hate for DJ Uyunglele, taking it head on. Give me the Demon Deacons at home. Why not Sam Hartman? They already have the better quarterback. Do they have a defense this year? Probably not. But I'm telling you, I love Sam Hartman, A.T. Perry. Get him the rock. And I think the Demon Deeks will win in a lower scoring affair than people think. But give me Wake Forest. Lone Wolf in it. Oh. Over under is 55.5. Give me the under. 12 p.m. on ABC. Central Michigan at number 14, Penn State. The Nittany Lions, 28-point favorites here at home. I think it will be right on that number. I think they'll beat the Chippewas by 28 and push that spread. So if you can buy a half point or whatever you need to get under 28, I think that's a good deal there. But yeah, Nicholas Singleton should be running wild in this game again, like he has through the first 3 games. And they're going to continue to throw the ball to Brenton Strange and Parker Washington and company. Over under is 63 under. 12 p.m. Big Ten Network. Number 17, Baylor at Iowa State. 2.5-point favorites, Cyclones at home. Yeah, Marcus Lone Wolf and the Bears. I can see why. They're the ranked team. I just think Baylor has not looked that great. Blake Shapen is not the best quarterback you can have. And I think that with Xavier Hutchinson and Harrison Deckers there at Iowa State, I think they can get it done on offense. The defense is already good with Will McDonald and the fourth and co there. So give me the Cyclones at home. Over under is 45.5. Give me the under. It's going to be a 17-13 type of game. 12 p.m. ESPN 2. Rhode Island, the Rams on the road at number 24 Pitt. Panthers getting 34.5 at home. Have to wait and see if it's Keaton Slovis or Yarnell like it was last week. So I don't think it's going to matter. Pitt has enough talent. Give Israel Bonaconda 30 carries again like you did last week, and you're going to win again like last week. Over-under is 56.5. I'm going to go just under that. Get the hook there at 8 touchdowns. 12 p.m. ACC Network. How about this 3-0 matchup early in the season? 3-0 Duke at 3-0 Kansas. Yeah, we are all on the Jayhawks. Lance Leopold has done fantastic job at this point in the season with his KU team. And Duke, while they did shut Temple out 30-0, Temple is not a good team, and I just have not seen enough, even though Duke has impressed as a 3-0 team so far. Give me the Jayhawks. Give me the points at home. Over-under is 65.5. I do like the over. Give me the points in that one. 12 p.m. FS1. Number 20, Florida at number 11. Duke minus 10.5. Tennessee, the Vols at home. Yeah, this is not a good look for us when the Florida Gators go into Knoxville and win. But it's okay. I think Hendon Hooker has what it takes. Anthony Richardson has struggled the last 2 games, even though Florida won one of those and lost the one to Kentucky. And it's been bad. It's been bad for Anthony Richardson. Needs to run the ball more if they want to have a chance. And I think Hendon Hooker, the offense, can get it done in this game. Over under 62.5. Give me the over. High scoring affair at Rocky Top. 3:30 SEC on CBS. Number 22 Texas at Texas Tech. The Longhorns getting 7 on the road. I like that. I think it's going to be a closer game than what people think. Lubbock, I think, is a hard place to play. So Texas going in there, I would probably look at TTU +7. But at the same time, don't know who it's going to be at quarterback. Is it going to be Quinn Ewers? Is it going to be Hudson Card? Not sure how long Ewers was out for. But Hudson Card showed up last week, did a nice job. So give me the Horns on the road here. Over-under is 61. I don't think so. I think Texas's defense showed a lot of people what they can do against Alabama. So give me the under 61 in this game. I know it's Texas Tech game, but give me the under. 3:30 on ESPN. Mid-Tennessee at number 25. Miami, the U, getting 25.5 at home. Tyler Van Dyke has looked a little sketchy. Obviously, we're going to take the Canes here, but watch out in this game. It just has too many Southern Miss vibes. They won that game 30-7, but struggled early on. So hopefully they can get it right here, and Tyler Van Dyke can try to salvage his Heisman hopes here in week 4. Over-under is 53.5 over. 3:30 ACC Network. I absolutely love this game. That's why I put it on the schedule, even though it's a team with 1 loss that's unranked. James Madison 2-0 at Appalachian State, 2-1. 7-point favorites are the Mountaineers at home. It's a hostile environment. But James Madison is very, very good. They haven't been tested yet. They'll get a great test here. And I think JMU will show everyone that they were ready. They were ready to come in to the FBS this year, and they will get a win on the road in Boone, North Carolina, where game day just was. And then we got to go to Harrisonburg for game day next week. Then if JMU wins this one, lone wolf in it though. I'm fine with that. Over under 58.5. Give me the over. 3:30 on ESPN Plus. Number 15, Oregon at Washington State. The Cougars 6.5-point underdogs at home. I know a lot of people like the Cougs at home. I'm on the Ducks though. I think they had a nice bounce back last week, and Bo Nix showed great rushing ability. 3 scores on the ground last week against BYU. So very good win for Dan Lanning, and I think they will continue to get a win, winning their winning ways this week against a very tough Washington State team. Cam Ward, one of my favorite players when he was at UIW. So over under is 57.5. Go with the under, actually. I think my head says over, but I think it's one of those, like, I'm contradicting myself. I'm going to go with the under, though. Under 57.5. 4 p.m. on Fox. Tulsa at number 16, Ole Miss. Jackson Dart and the Rebels getting 21 at home. I don't like that. I think Tulsa's a decent American conference opponent, so don't like the points, but I do like Lane Kiffin at home. I think they're going to try to get it figured out here as they move into conference play. Over under 65.5. Give me the under 65.5. 4 p.m. SEC Network. NIU at number 8, Kentucky. The Wildcats 27-point favorites at home against the Huskies. Will Levis has looked very good. It hasn't gone great for NIU this year. They're 1-2. Rocky Lombardi has been shaky. Has been rocky. Pun there, but I think the Wildcats defense. Hopefully, Chris Rodriguez returns for this game, and we'll be able to see that full offensive effect there with his rushing ability. Over under is 53. I'm going over for this game. 7 p.m. ESPN 2. Number 10, Arkansas at number 23, Texas A&M. Mark is lone wolfing the Aggies off the win last week against Miami. I picked A&M last week. I wanted to do it this week. This is an intriguing game because it is a very good offense with KJ Jefferson, Raheem Sanders, and co. versus they are a very good defense. This team is not allowed over 20 points in a game this year. I believe 17 was the most they gave up in last week, or in that game against App State 2 weeks ago. So it's gonna be interesting which one wins out. We saw Super Bowl 50. What happened? Super Bowl 50, Super Bowl 48 as well. Super Bowl 48, Broncos had the best scoring offense in NFL history. Seahawks had a historic defense, and they won. Same thing happened in Super Bowl 50. Panthers had an electric offense, number 1 scoring offense in the league. The Broncos had a great defense, and they won. So I don't know. Defense does win championships. Maybe it doesn't in college football. It did last year with Georgia. So maybe I should switch. I'm talking myself into switching my pick, but I'm going to keep it with the Hogs on the road, +2. My roommate's lucky because he won't hear this often, but woo pig. Over under 48.5 under. Under. 7 p.m. ESPN. Vandy at number 2, Alabama. Yeah, that's just disrespectful in an SEC game to be a 40.5 point underdog. That's That's disrespectful to Clark Leah and co at Vanderbilt. So their number one goal should be to cover that and prove the doubters wrong. But it's going to be tough in Tuscaloosa. So, yeah, Tide win it big. But hopefully Vandy can cover that. Over-under is 59. Give me the over. 7:30 SEC Network. Wisconsin at number 2, Ohio State. Yeah, it's a blackout in Columbus on Saturday night. Not going to be a very good environment for, let's just say number 3, Ohio State, not 2. But, yeah, not going to be a good environment for Graham Mertz to go into. Wisconsin has struggled in some of the games this year, lost to Washington State at home. So, yeah, I think Ohio State's going to pound them, cover the spread here. And CJ Stroud's going to make his case for the Heisman. Over-under is 57. Give me the over. And 7:30 ABC. UConn at number 12, NC State. The Wolfpack getting 38.5 at home. I don't know about that number. They'll win, though. UConn has been bad. They don't have a quarterback capable of playing at the FBS level. So, yeah, give me NC State and the Wolfpack. Over-under is 49.5. I'm going to go under. I just don't think UConn will score or get enough scoring to help that to push over 49.5. 7:30 ESPN 3. Kansas State at number 6, Oklahoma. Yeah, I love the Sooners in this game. I loved them last week against Nebraska. They're back at home in Norman. It's a night game. Crazy thing could happen if it was in Manhattan, but it's not. It's in Norman. Give me the Sooners. Dylan Gabriel has looked fantastic. And they can run the ball too if they need to. Over-under is 53. Give me the over by like 1, I think. 8 p.m. on Fox. Number 7, USC, Pac-12 Showdown at Oregon State. USC traveling up to Corvallis. And Logan didn't take the Beavers for the first time this season. He didn't take the Beavers. I understand why. 6 points on the road for SC. Who is the Heisman? It's, Caleb Williams, or is it Jordan Addison? I made my case for Jordan Addison last week. I mean, this offense is just crazy good. And Williams to Addison, I'm sure we'll see it in the end zone at least one more time in this game. So, yeah, and SC's defense has been a lot better than last year. Over-under is 70.5. Go under. Are you crazy? I said something about this before. If it's 70 or over, take the under. More often than not, it's going to go under. So under 70.5. 9:30 on Pac-12 Network. Wyoming at number 19, BYU. Cougars getting 21.5, coming back home after the loss to Oregon in Eugene. I think they'll be disappointed and they will roll Wyoming like Air Force should have last week. So give me the Cougs, give me the points. Jaron Hall goes off with Chase Roberts. Hopefully, maybe one or both of Puka Nacua and Gunnar Romney are back for this game. Over-under is 50. Give me the over. 10:15 ESPN 2. Number 13, Utah at Arizona State. The Utes, nice bounce back last week. The last 2 weeks, really, from the opening loss to Florida. Coming into Pac-12 play, Arizona State, they do have that interim head coach dynamic where it's like, wow, the change of scenery, the change of coach should give the players a boost. And I think it will, but not enough. Utah is too good. Cameron Rising, Brant Keithy, and all the tight ends they have there. They'll get it done on the road in Tempe. Over-under is 54. Give me the over. And 10:30 ESPN. Stanford at number 18, Washington. The Huskies surprise blowout of number 11 Michigan State last week at home in Seattle. So, yeah, why not get another win? Go to 4-0 for Washington here. Facing Stanford, they had a bye week last week. Looked very bad against USC. So, look for Tanner McKee to throw throw an interception against Washington in this game. Over under is 63.5. I like the under, I think, in this game. 10:30 on FS1. Final college game here, FCS game of the week. Number 3, South Dakota State at number 6, Missouri State. The Jacks on the road. You know me. I love me some South Dakota State. And that's who I'm picking. Mark Gronowski and co. Should get it done on the road, continue to ascend, and maybe jump back into that number 2 spot that Montana took from them this week in the poll. But Mark is being a homer. He's taking his alma mater, Missouri State. Can't fault him for that. But the Bears, I think, are going to fall at home in this one. NFL pick standings. Yeah, it's not very pretty, y'all. We're having some troubles here. Mark 15-11-1, still in the lead after a 7-6 week. Logan has tied me for second. He went 8-5 last week. I went 7-6 along with Mark. So Logan and I are both 14-12-2. We got to get some more room from the the 500 line this week, though, guys. So last week, however, the Lone Wolves, Logan actually went 2-0. He got the Giants right over the Panthers and the Bucks right over the Saints. I went 1-0 with the Dolphins over the Ravens, and Mark also went 1-0 with the Patriots over the Steelers. So yeah, 4-0 for the boys though on Lone Wolves. Interesting week there. First game here, Eagles, 6.5-point favorites in DC against the Commanders. How can you not take the Eagles right now? Best team in the division, and I think they're going to get their first division win of the season in this game. They have a nice schedule. The Eagles are rolling right now, and I think Jalen Hurts just needed to continue to do it. So, yeah, give me the Birds. Go Birds. Over under for this game is 47. I think I'm gonna go under. Saints at the Panthers. Yeah, I'm doing it again. I don't know. 6 points total between the two losses for the Panthers. Will it really continue? Maybe. I mean, it's a divisional opponent. They're gonna fight, scratch and claw. Is Jameis 100% healthy? He's not, unfortunately, for my fantasy teams. He's got those fractures in his back, playing through them. So we'll see. Panthers defense has been pretty good, but they just need the offense to help them out on more occasions. I think we could get that here. We'll see though. Well, Lone Wolf and the Panthers at home. So over under is 41. Maybe the under. Yeah. Texans 1-1 at the Bears 1-1. Yeah. Davis Mills going to get the win in this game. Logan is lone wolfing the Chicago Bears and the 11 attempt Justin Fields. So, look, they don't trust Justin Fields to throw the ball. That's very evident in what the Bears' game plan has been. their game plan is to run the ball with David Montgomery and Justin Fields and to not let him throw the ball. So I think the Texans have to key in on that, load up, stop the run, and know that Justin Fields is not going to beat you with his arm as long as you cover the receivers relatively closely. So do that, and I think you'll win, Texans. Damian Pierce has to get more involved in this game. Was last week. I was happy to see that. Just needs to be more efficient now. Davis Mills, we got to start hitting some guys in the passing game too. So over under is 40. Give me the over, actually. I'm gonna get some points here in Chicago. So Raiders at the Titans, another lone wolf for Logan here. Titans on at home, coming off that beating from Buffalo. Will they be annoyed? Yes. I think the Raiders would be more annoyed, though, losing a 22-0 lead, 23-0 lead against the Cardinals, and then losing in overtime. So Mark and I are going with the Raiders. Devontae Adams has to be way more involved than he was last week. Hunter Renfrow out for this game, so it's going to be Devontae and Darren Waller hopefully getting all the touches there, most of the targets. And then, we got other filling guys like Mac Hollins. And we'll see if Josh Jacobs play it. If he doesn't, I'm not worried about it. Zamir White is there, and Britton Bolden is their pass-catching back. So I think Zamir might get his first NFL career start there, possibly. Titans, they also have their issues. Bud Dupree is out. Taylor Lewan is out. So, who's going to be the pass rush for the Titans? I don't know. And without Taylor Lewan, you're going to have to defend Yannick Ngakoue and Max Crosby. So, or Chandler Jones and Max Crosby. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Over under here is 45.5. I'm going to go over. Maybe under. I don't know. Chiefs at the Colts. 0-1-1 are the Colts at home. It's a tough stretch for the Colts to start the season, and it's not going to be any easier in this game. The receivers are back, Pittman and Pierce. Hopefully that helps Matt Ryan and my fantasy teams. But Patrick Mahomes is good, and the Chiefs showed how good they were on Thursday night there against the Chargers last week. So give me Kansas City on the road. They go to 3-0 here. And no Shaquille Leonard for the defense in Indy. Over under is 50.5. Give me the over. Bills at the Dolphins. I don't like 5 for Buffalo. I think that's too high in a very good divisional matchup. Dolphins, I think, will cover that. It's going to be a field goal game. Offenses are very good. Defenses, Bills is very, very good. Bills are elite defensively. Dolphins are relatively good in their own right. Just had a little mishap last week that's going to skew all their numbers for the season, but it's all right. I still think their defense is pretty good. But I like Buffalo. I mean, they're rightly so the number one contender for the Super Bowl. So, yeah. Give me Bills, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, etc. on the road in Miami. Over-under is 52.5. Give me the under. Like I said, I think the defenses are better than people think. It's going to be in the 40s in this game. Lions at the Vikings. Logan, another lone wolf. Logan the Lone Wolf. That's his nickname. So yeah, he's taking the Vikings at home. I don't know how. I mean, they looked very good in week 1, 23-7 win over the Packers. Packers have issues offensively. The Lions last week they got killed on Monday night by the Eagles 24-7. So the Lions, on the other hand, lost by 3 to the Eagles, 38-35 in Detroit, and then they rolled over Washington last week. So I like the Lions on the road, calling it out right here. 6 points is way too much for them. Dan Campbell's been waking up and eating kneecaps all week, man. He's ready for Kirk Cousins. There ain't going to be a bounce back for Kirk in this game. Lions, Detroit gets it done on the road. Over-under is 51.5. Give me the over. Ravens at the Patriots. I am lone wolfing Billy B at home against John Harbaugh's Patriots. Look, Lamar was seen in a sleeve on his right arm. I think that's going to be a bigger issue than what people think it is, even though we haven't actually heard what it is. So I think it's going to be a talking point going into this game. I think the Patriots defense is going to step up, even though the Ravens looked very good on offense than they have through the first 3 weeks. I think it's going to change going to New England. It's colder now a little bit. So, yeah, I think give me the Patriots and give me a Mac Jones bounce back on offense here. Give me the running game for Ramondre Stevenson, Damien Harris. Over-under is 44. Give me the under. Patriots defense wins it here. Bengals at the Jets. They got to win sometime, right? It's not the old Bengals. So Bengals on the road at the Jets. I don't know if they'll cover 6.5 because of how well Flacco has been playing for New York the first 2 games. But yeah, I love the Bengals. Joe Burrow and the offense has to get it figured out at some point, and I think they finally will here and at MetLife this weekend. Over-under is 45. Give me the over in that game. 1-4-05 game this weekend. It's the Jags at the Chargers down to 4.5. I think people are underestimating Chase Daniel if Justin Herbert doesn't play, which would be very detrimental to many of my fantasy teams and his MVP stock. But I just think Chase Daniel is a veteran quarterback and he has enough talent around him to get it done. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, hopefully he plays, Austin Eckler, and the likes. Sony Michel, their offensive line is pretty good. So I think the Chargers, even if Justin Herbert doesn't play, can get it done. We're all picking the lightning bolts up here. So go Chargers, bolt up there. Over-under is 47. I'm going under. Rams at the Cardinals. I love 3.5 for LA on the road. The Cardinals are terrible on defense. They weren't in the second half against the Raiders, luckily for them, but they were in the first half. So 3 out of 4 halves so far have been very poor. So give me the Rams, Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, and the Tyler Higbee, who's been targeted 20 times in the first 2 weeks, which I didn't know. Most of any tight end in the league. Crazy stat. But, yeah, give me the Rams passing offense against the terrible corners for the Cardinals. Over-under is 48.5. I'm going to go under. Falcons at the Seahawks. It's a pick'em game now. Logan, told you, Lone Wolf Logan, man. He's on it again. He's picking the Falcons. Mark and I are on Seahawks. Geno Smith has played well, y'all, and he's back home in Seattle this week. So I like the Seahawks. The Seahawks defense has played a lot better than people thought too. So give me that over a guy who's also played well, Marcus Mariota, just not enough to win these last 2 games. I'm going with Seattle, though. Big NFC matchup with playoff implications. Yes, I'm saying playoffs in week 3. Sorry, Herm Edwards. RIP your Arizona State job. But yes, playoff implications this game will have. Lone Wolf Logan is going on his home team. He's being a homer, picking the Packers in Tampa. Look, I don't care who Tom Brady has to throw to. I don't care if he's got to freaking call Wes Welker out of retirement to come and play this week, and that's who he's got to throw to. He's going to have Jalen Darden, Scotty Miller, and maybe Brashad Perriman as well. But he's going to get it done. They're going to get it done. The Bucs defense is very good, y'all. They're the number one fantasy defense in the league right now. Aaron Rodgers, I also saw a crazy stat. Aaron Rodgers has thrown 3 pick sixes in his career. 2 of them have come against the Bucs. So I think it's going to be a great game for the Bucs defense. They're going to get it done, frustrate Aaron Rodgers, and go to 3-0 here. Over under is 42. Under. Yeah, under. Sunday Night Football, Niners at the Broncos. Yeah, Russell Wilson and the Nathaniel Hackett offense has not looked good. They were lucky to get a win last week, 16-9 over the Texans in Denver. Yeah, I mean, the Niners, while looking like crap week 1 in the slop of Chicago, but last week they looked very good in against Seattle. I think they're going to look fine again. Jimmy G taking the reins, getting his first start of the year. I think he was efficient, effective last week, got a 1-yard rushing touchdown as well. So I think the Niners will take it, even despite their running back issues. George Kittle's back for the Niners this week too. Season debut for him. So great news for San Fran. Over under is 45. I'm going to go under. Best bets of the week. Yeah, we went 1-2 again last week, y'all. You know, the Steelers couldn't get it done. They lost by 3. We had them +2. Lions -1. They got it done against Washington. Great game for them. And then Bengals -7. I told you it was the hammer lock, mortgage your house, whatever. Yeah, it just was not. Cooper Rush surprised me, and I think everyone. And the Bengals offense was just not good. Maybe it was the Cowboys defense being very good because I'm starting them this week against the Giants in fantasy. So, yeah, that one was not even close. But this week, here we go. We got Texans +2.5 at the Bears. I think they're going to win outright. I think Davis Mills has what it takes to win in this league, and he's going to get the Texans' first win in 2022 this week and go to 1-1-1. Lions keeping rolling with Detroit all season mostly. 2 out of 3 weeks here on best bets. So yeah, Lions +6 at the Vikings. Love the Lions spot here. Love the 6 points. I think we can get the cover at the very least. And then Rams, I just said about that game. Cardinals secondary is terrible. I think the Rams passing offense should be great. Hopefully Cam Akers can get some more touches in this game since I have him in fantasy, and they'll cover -3.5 in Arizona. Lock standings, yeah, we all went back to earth after the first week, 1-0. Went 0-1 across the board last week. And it was 3 different teams. The Raiders, what a heartbreak for Logan's lock last week. Feeling great, 23-0 at half. Yeah, 29 unanswered. Cardinals win in overtime. You were this close, Logan. That close, man. Mine was not close. Mine was the Bengals. Again, I had a -7 in the best bets. Had them as my lock. Wasn't even close. Lost by a field goal as regulation expired. And Mark, he had the Browns. He was also this close, man. 1 point loss at home to the Jets. And a comeback for the ages for New York. Apologies, Mark. But yeah, this week, here we go. We got locks of the week. Logan is going the Chiefs. At the Colts. I agree with that. I think the Colts are struggling. And I don't necessarily know if it's getting hot, but I think it has to be creeping into the back of Frank Reich's mind. Like, you know, this is 2 years in a row. We have not looked very good. So got to get it rolling. But yes, I agree. Patrick Mahomes coming to town. Chiefs get the win that one. I'm on the Rams. Again, best bets. And now I picked the Rams in this game too. So in the locks too. So yeah, give me LA, give me Mark's boys on the road in Arizona. And then Mark is going with the Browns. Or no, he is going. Well, I did not switch that. That's my bad. Mark is actually, he said his lock was the Bengals, I believe, at the Jets. Yeah, Mark is going with the Bengals at the Jets this week. That is who he is going with. Dog standings. Oh, Mark. 0-2, bud. Logan and I, we were correct. We won outright. Jags +6 against the Colts. Knew that was going to go well. So got that one. Mark, Saints +2.5 against the Bucks. Did not go well. Covering for quite a while, 3-3 at half, and then just fell apart in the second half. But Mark will get it back. He'll get it back here this week. Logan and I are linked up once again, +6 at the Vikings. For Detroit, love the Lions again. Said this multiple times, but yeah, Detroit, love them this week against what everyone thinks the Vikings are going to bounce back. I think the Lions halt that and they at least cover on the road. Mark taking the Texans +2.5 at the Bears. Again, I like it. Davis Mills should be able to throw the ball effectively on this Bears defense. And if they can run it with Damien Pierce, the Bears defense showed that Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon last week, I think they could have an effective run game with Damien Pierce, Rex Burkhead in this game. Next week, we'll be back, NFL Week 4, talking all the NCAA and NFL recaps, Thursday Night Football, Monday Night Football. We'll be talking the Monday night game, Cowboys at the Giants, and the Thursday night Dolphins at the Bengals. Hopefully the Bengals have a win at that point. But yeah, don't forget to follow us on all our social media at FAA Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. FAApodcast.com, FAA_bets is our betting account on Twitter, and FAApodcast.com is our website. You can check us out here on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you back